Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to my other office that I never use. Okay, this is gonna be good. If you wanted to know, do I know every, uh, how should I say this? Do I have a solution for every or most relationship scenarios, meaning conflicts? I think that I do. A lot of them anyway. And so it's a combination of things. Sometimes I'm like, how did I get this way in certain areas of my life aside from studying and intuiting, I guess that it's called. And so a lot of people tell me stories, right? And then I intuit more, or somehow I am able to. I guess I've always been an empath and have always had compassion for other people, but it's almost like as that developed as an adult and being in a relationship for so long, I guess I'm just it's something happened there. I've just always been able since then as an adult to kind of see the other side of a situation. And I think sometimes since we always it's the go-to, like we forget that there's two sides to a story. Um, People like to maybe blame or take somebody's side or whatever it is, right? Especially when I don't know to say that a relationship's not working, but um, one person is, I don't even, it's just easy to see one side, okay? And I myself can feel like that too. And so I'm always self reflecting of my own, like, what am I doing? Is it me? And I don't know when I started to develop that. It probably was around that time when I really wasn't able to speak and like crying over things and just kind of like, but I'm making my own self cry. So maybe it was the development of feeling so hurt by certain things and just realizing that even somebody that loves you and you know loves you, like they're not intentionally like trying to hurt you. And me realizing unconscious, right? People do things unconsciously, especially narcissists. And so I know that I feel really bad when I do things that could be hurtful, right? It hurts me. Like I cry knowing that I hurt somebody. So today's little episode, I think I'm just going to do one example because this was on my mind. And I am not saying this is truth, people. I just know with this couple, I just know that there are other couples like this. And I've talked about this before is that once you start going through issues within your relationship, and it could just be simply having a child, right? And not parenting it the same way, there's going to be a butting of heads and that kind of stuff you might not necessarily talk about before you commit to each other. And just like, somebody's going to be working out of the home most of the time, and you're going to mostly be handling things, and just all those sorts of things there's a lot of stuff that ran through my mind during that time, and sense of aloneness and things like that, which, did make me stronger, whatever. But maybe talking about it, yeah, would have helped, of course, but there are just things you don't talk about. Premarital counseling, pre-relationship counseling, like we didn't do that. People don't do that even in friendships, right? Just figure it out or just stop being friends. So, a lot of words to that. The example that I wanted to give because people having babies, and like I just said, it is something that comes into the picture and changes people's lives. Sometimes actually getting married does not, just because people are already living together. So we're going to start with parenting. And what I wanted to say with this is why I'm titling this episode, the focus of it is the importance I feel on working on ourselves, because remember, this is from programming and conditioning and the idea of the focusing on the person I talked about, right? And being all consumed there. Um, but maybe you're not all consumed, right? You're just in a typical relationship and you love the person and you think everything's, you're on the same page and all that sort of stuff. But uh, if you let yourself get carried away into what they're thinking, doing, saying, acting, you can get really trapped a lot, I think, in the dramatics of that. Now, it depends on what kind of baggage and things the person has going on, right? So, the importance of working on yourself, and I'm going to end in the end in saying why I say keep working on yourself, because there's so many things that can happen in a relationship, even on a basic level, that make you question yourself, make you question the person you picked, the ups and downs. Like, do I want to do this? I don't care what kind of good relationship you have. It's almost like a test, right? It's a test of the love. It's the test of the dedication. It's the test of, do the fuck do I want to do this? And that's just me being realistic, because it's not always going to be, I don't know why we say roses. I never expected to have blissful, magical moments all the time by any means. I just think I've had a lifetime of this whole, the pushing of my thing, the couple of relationships that I've had, the pushing myself through them, and I made it through. And probably because I always saw that it was making me be a better person. And I'm always reflecting, always writing. Okay, so getting to the example today, that's why I stress the importance when I mean work on yourself, whether that means any fears you have, any ex issues, any uh, anything, conflict resolving, speaking up, family issues, maybe. So you don't, if you're a mama's boy, or just example, mama's boy, like um standing up, having the balls to stand up for them. Those sorts of things can filter into your current relationships, especially if you do family gatherings, right? This makes sense. So, the example today, say you are a couple, this is the example, and you have decided to have a baby, or I'm sorry, this is the example. You're dating, and that person, if sleeps with somebody else, okay, more than one time, and a baby, and that whatever your beliefs systems are, because I think things, again, seeing both sides can be forgivable. Not everybody is going to agree with this, okay, right? That's why, whether what your religion is or whatever it is, I think we all put judgments on each other, that when we hear about that somebody sleeping outside of the relationship, okay, that's it, it's over, it's done. Okay, and I know not everybody is going to get this, but it's really a deep understanding of looking at, okay, why the person did it. Because everybody wants to jump on that other person and just, that's it, done, over, done. Instead of, like, there was probably a reason. We're not looking at self worth issues. Let's just not say it's anything of that. Perhaps the other person was just being a bitch, man or woman, right? Just say that they are being a dick. Whatever it was, they were going through a period, and the other person did not feel like they were getting the love and attention, did not feel loved, could not speak up, or whatever. And that's why they were doing that, right? You found out that was the reason. It wasn't that they had a long time, or they were actually trying to leave the relationship, okay? And maybe sometimes people do that because they think that is the answer to solve everything, right? We all know that we've heard these stories of emotional connections and intimacy, and it doesn't have to be through sex, okay? We're just talking about bondings with people. Okay, so speeding up the story. So they the woman, will say it's a woman man, right? The woman forgives the man for doing that. And the reason that she does it is because she's had in plan her entire life that it's going to be this order, right? Married, married, kids, whatever, the house, whatever. We're just going to say, though, married, big white wedding dress, big wedding, big show, big diamond ring, whatever. That doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to give you the picture. And she forgives him because, yes, she loves him, but she's worked really hard at the relationship, and they've been together a long time, and she doesn't want to start over. Okay, we're going to give this example. And she is not trying to be mean or anything, but basically she forgives him. They come back together and she wants a baby, right? Because the plan is this is how my life is going to go. And basically, I don't want to start over again. So let's go ahead and move forward and have my baby. And now all the attention is going on the baby and it's all about the baby and it's not temporary. It goes on, right? The dude goes on the back burner. If he has not worked on himself and he has put his all into everything and he's not getting the attention that he needs, he is going, I would say, to feel sad, right? He's going to feel sad. Now, I'm not giving this example to say now he goes and cheats and now whatever, whatever. All I'm talking about is that this is a situation where working on yourself is really important because this, people, for real, happens. Regardless of I told you about the sleeping with somebody else, regardless of that, um, this is what can happen in a relationship. This can happen with a job. Somebody gets a job you didn't predict or whatever, rises in their career. It seems to be more important to them than the relationship again, and here you are now. You have your friends, you have your activities, you have your different things, but you're feeling sad that you even have to bring it up, right? So it's like this is the fuck part of where this takes work to work with a relationship. Okay. I do think this is a subject, relationship, managing relationships. You would have thought I would be a relationship coach. I do feel like is another specialty because I feel like I just understand a lot of people's, because I've learned to understand myself, all these different situations and hearing from people's stories that I do know. I mean, this